Now that we have a bit more information about planning, in this video we will take a look at who should participate in planning to understand why it is important in the disability support field. We will hear from some more people with lived experience in this video as well. We should remember that we all do planning in our lives, but oftentimes we take it for granted. We plan to attend school, we apply for jobs, we go on vacations, go to concerts, sign up for sports teams. It is reasonable to assume then that the things we choose to do are very important to us. They sort of make us who we are, they shape our worldview. And we plan all of the time. But for some people with disabilities, we do need to do a bit more intentional planning. Think back to our discussion so far in the previous videos, and you can likely think about why this is the case. Some people we support have not had typical life experiences, so we need to be more intentional with planning for some. Being intentional about the person-centered planning process is essential to curtail a system-oriented approach. So if folks you support have not had typical life experiences, often the systems of support and society at large will continue to fail to support typical life experiences, such as getting to know neighbors, seeking out friendships and relationships, applying for jobs, and exploring new and individually unique interests of their own. There's a risk here that if someone's support network does not participate in the planning and be intentional about how to make those life plans, it will not be done at all. And we could all use person-centered planning in our lives, so we can stay on track and remain accountable to ourselves and to others. Things in our lives will get messy, and we should expect that. In short, person-centered planning is for everyone and for anyone. For example, this process may be helpful for people that do not use words to communicate, or folks who are planning for large life changes like moving to another city, people that are in the latter parts of their life, people in the education system, and people that are supported in residential, employment, and day services.
To remember that that person is a citizen, that they're a member of their community. They're not just someone receiving services. They're someone who has gifts and talents and skills, that they have contributions to make in their community. So through person-centered approaches, we take the time to sit down and have meaningful conversations with the people who know them best. Sometimes that's what we mess up on, is bringing the right people to the table as well. We forget to invite those people who know the person best. Those people are the ones who can tell the story with that individual of why things are important to them. So I find that person-centered planning is a great tool for any person and families to use to be able to speak more clearly and communicate what they want their life to look like when it's not looking like what they want it to look like.
When I've helped people as a support member or a part of the planning circle, just seeing people take ownership of things they care about and have other people join them to form intention around those things that they care about, so that they find opportunities to work or go to school or even go on vacation. Having those opportunities to work together and see people take ownership of that has been the most valuable. Person-centered planning is an opportunity for a person, whether they have a disability or not, to join with others to form intention so that goals can be reached and a good life can be had.
I remember in teaching the course that sometimes people would say, well, we don't plan like this for people without a disability, so why are we doing this? Why are we, kind of putting people through this process, and, they might be nervous about it and so on. And I think one of the responses to that is, maybe everybody should do it. I think that it's something that can be helpful for everybody. The other thing is that I think as people get more and more say in their own lives and more agency and more ability to make and have decisions respected, I think maybe planning might diminish a little bit, because people they'll be able to say, I want to live in an apartment with Susan or whatever, you know? If that choice can be respected, I don't know, those might be factors. But so just in sort of contemplating this issue, that was something that kind of came to mind. And I remember students asking it.